Well, it looks like open carry is finally coming to Florida because the First Circuit Court of Appeals has overturned their ban. Hey everybody, Yankee here. In a week of bad news, we actually have some good news coming out of the First Circuit Court of Appeals of all places. And that good news is that the open carry ban in Florida has been overturned. Pretty soon you should be able to carry openly in the state of Florida. Now I know a lot of people are probably surprised that you can't carry in the state of Florida. I mean, Florida's a place where pretty much anything goes, right? People are eating each other's faces and everything else. And it's a Republican haven, so you'd think open carry was already okay there. Well, Florida's kind of like Texas. It's one of those places where people assumed everything was very pro-gun, but it really hasn't been up until the last couple of years. They've been catching up with the pro-gun movement. And in the state of Florida, they've done some good things gun-wise lately. Within the last couple of years, they've made it to where people can carry without a permit, but only concealed. They can't carry openly. There was a ban on open carry. Well, now that has been declared by a 3-judge panel on the First Circuit Court of Appeals to be unconstitutional. They have ruled that, according to Bruin, they're actually using Bruin. According to Bruin, the ability to carry a gun outside for self-defense, including carrying it openly, is a constitutionally protected right and cannot be infringed upon. Now, of course, they added a little caveat of of course, that is subject to certain laws, like you can't carry everywhere and all this other stuff. They always add that just to give it out. But they said you can't just deny it to people carte blanche. You can't have a ban on it, just a wholesale ban. So that's good news. Now, a lot of people might undersell this and they'd be like, open carry is not important. Nobody wants to open carry. Well, I actually open carry 90% of the time because it's easy for me. And since I am a ugly old white guy that's non-threatening, no one pays any attention. So why should I go the trouble of hiding it? But not just because I like open carry is it important. It's important because if you live somewhere where there is an open carry ban, and you're concealed carrying a gun, if a cop wants to mess with you, all they got to be able to do is say they can see your gun. Even if they just see the imprint of it, they can claim, yeah, your gun's not concealed. I'm going to come over and harass you for exercising your rights. And it happens a lot. It's something you actually do see. It's something people in Florida have put up with. And that's why a lot of the groups down there, like Florida Carry, have been fighting so hard to get this repealed because it's dangerous. It gives cops an in to give you a hard time just for exercising your Second Amendment rights. So with it gone, with it being declared unconstitutional, most people probably still won't open carry, but it takes away that tool from law enforcement. And for those people like me who want to open carry, it gives them back their right. Or at least it recognizes their right. That they've had the right all along to do this and that the government has been wrongly preventing them from doing it. So that's some pretty good news. Now, like I said, other than that little caveat of, of course we can regulate it some places, just like Amy Coney Barrett when she said, well, of course no one is suggesting someone should be able to carry a gun into Times Square. And I'm like, well, why aren't we suggesting that? They definitely should be able to. I don't agree with their little caveat of you can prevent it where you want to prevent it. I think the only place to be prevented is probably courthouses where, things can go bad and there's tons of armed security anyway. And public or personal property, private property, if the owner doesn't want you carrying. Because they can see that and they should be able to say, hey, get off my property. I'm okay with that. That's why if you're going somewhere where they might not like it, like the mall or something, you conceal it. Because even if they don't want you there with it, well, if they can't see it, they don't know. That's why most people prefer concealed carry. But open carry not only is a comfortable way to carry, and not only is it a way to desensitize people to the sight of a gun, desensitize people to thinking, oh, there's somebody right there with a gun. It's not a heinous thing. Get people used to that. Hey, it's just a normal guy there pumping his gas with a gun on his belt. And he's not hurting anybody. In fact, maybe I'm safer right now because I'm standing here in line at the grocery store. Maybe I'm safer because that guy right there's got a gun. and that guy over there's got a gun. I can see them. And they're not being threatening. They're taking their groceries. They got their kids with them. Their wife, whatever. Or husband. If it's a woman carrying. Or another man. So, I got to be inclusive. Don't be accused of not being inclusive. But, as I was saying, maybe not only will they get desensitized to the sight of a gun, maybe they'll start to feel comfortable when they see, hey, good law-abiding citizen with a gun, good law-abiding citizen with a gun, good law-abiding citizen with a gun. They're not breaking any rules. They're not doing anything heinous. Maybe it's a good thing. So there's all kinds of good things that come from open carry, and it's not just because lazy guys like me find it easy. It's because of that fact that I just talked about there, and it's because it takes away one of the tools that cops use to harass people for exercising their Second Amendment right. So the fact that they have declared that open carry is constitutionally protected.